I was gonna say good morning, but I guess it's good evening. I was, I had fell asleep. Went ahead and went to sleep and all that, and I woke up. My dog Misha, she was just, she wasn't acting normal. She was kind of shaking. She, woke me up, just trembling on the bed there. She wasn't cold or anything because it got the house pretty warmed up, and I forgot to have the porch light on, all that stuff. Well, she was acting normal and she woke me up, and so I took and I'm trying to, I'm laying there still looking around trying to figure out what's going on. And of course I see this light go across my living room wall. And I'm listening at that point going, okay, is that a car? What? No car. No car. Or the light directly shined into my living room from outside here. And of course she's, like I said, wasn't acting normal. Wakes me up. She's all shaking. And I saw that, and then I'm looking kind of at the house. Not at the house, but around the house, from where I was laying. I'm just looking around. And you knocked the vacuum over, buttface. But, I'll go stand back outside for a minute. Supposed to start snowing here tonight. But no, of course, my brain's still trying to figure out even what time it was. I was looking at the clock thinking it was butt-ass early in the morning, like it was 6:30 in the morning. No, it's 6:30 at night. Like, I had to keep looking at my clock. Like, is this right? What time is it? But I'm out cold, of course, and then waking up to this. Got some light shining in through my window. She's, staying real quiet and up close to me. Coda's just staying real close, not moving. But she's trembling and shaking. I can feel him kind of, growl a little bit real quiet like. Okay, there's something not right. So I get up and I look out the window and there's this car sitting out there. I see these headlights sitting out there and I'm looking. I'm like, either somebody's, there's really no reason for anybody to pull over on our road to check their phone or do something like that when the market's right there. I mean, it's right there. That light you see right there, that's the gas station market. They could have pulled in right there. So there really isn't any, need for that. And I just had a light shine up over here from behind my shop. Yeah, it's been really weird. Coda, Momo, come on. But I decided to push all the car and everything. Misha, come on, Pup. Come on, Momo. Anyways, I'm peeking my head out the window. Of course, it's dark in the house. No lights on. No lights on the porch either. This is kind of what it looks like if I turn off that hall light, which the hall light wasn't even on. So this gives you an idea. This is what it looks like in the house when I'm here. The only thing that serves light was I fell asleep watching TV, and then I've got the hood light from the stove on. So looking out the window, you can see the cars going by the highway and all that. And So at first, you know, that's why when I saw the light on my wall, I was listening for a vehicle or something, because, you know, you can hear the cars going by down on the highway, especially the big trucks. And if somebody was coming up onto a road, you'd hear the sound of the engine quietly coming up the road. And, well, that's exactly what happened. I could hear the damn car engine out there. So, yeah. No, when I stood and looked, I went ahead, turned on the porch light, and then let the dogs go out to go to the bathroom. Well, the dogs, they were starting to growl and whatnot at the fence line, you know, the front fence here. And I'm like, you know, yeah. They're out maybe 5 minutes, haven't come in. This whole time, this car's sitting down here. The light's shining right into my house and everything. And I had the dogs come in. I shut the door and I went in to the master bathroom, you know, to go to the restroom myself, you know, waking up. And I'm sitting there and my bathroom window's right there. They can see right in. It's not like you can directly see me, but I can definitely see them sitting out there. And I'm just watching this car sit there and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You've been here now for at least a good 20, 30 minutes. Because my dogs are waking me up because they're shining their lights in my living room. And it wasn't just headlights, it was flashlights. Because of the way the light moved. It wasn't just some weird straight line like, you know, the car driving by, one of the trucks or whatever driving by down on the highway. And it wasn't even a yellow light at all. It was a straight white round light. And so I, you know, get done going to the restroom, and they're still sitting there. You know, I turn off the light and everything in there, and I come out, and I say, you know what, fuck this. And I decide to start recording, which I'll go ahead and put up on here. I don't appreciate cars sitting out here and watching my house. Especially at this time of morning. No reason to keep hitting your brakes. I know what it is. It's an officer. You can see in the video it's a cop. And there's no reason for them to be. And I don't know why there'd be any purpose for any of them to be sitting outside my house watching my home. I know there's one out there that I had an issue with, and I still have a fucking issue with. He's not only is he a shitty officer, but he himself, you know, started talking shit, and it's like, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. The fact that I proved that person as a liar, and can even now prove that they, you know, through their own verbal admittance, they lied to get me thrown in jail. They lied to pull some shit. They lied to their family. They lied to our kids. They lied to a lot of fucking people. They lied to everyone. So it's like, what's going on here? There's no reason for one of the city officers and their chargers to be out here, let alone county. State ain't gonna waste their time. State comes out this way if they have to, but it's mainly, you know, county and city. City comes out to assist with county, because yeah. And I mostly deal with county. You know, whenever I've had to deal with the law out here, it's been county, and they're always in their SUVs and their pickup trucks. This is one of the city cars, so yeah, it's like, yeah, you'll see it. Yeah, you know, if you had, you'll see it in that vid that's on here, because I've already placed it in here. But No, it wasn't until I could see the rear shape of the vehicle, not just the tail lights, but you can see on the roof, you can see the headlights on the top of the, or not the headlights, but the signal lights on top of the vehicle. And it's like, you know, somebody's trying to pull some fucked up shit. Again. And they're abusing the county, shit. See, this is what it looks like when a vehicle pulls up my road. See how the lights come in through the window? There's the Jeep. There's the Jeep. That's one of my neighbors. This light was a straight white light coming through this window, hitting this wall. Big round one. And my dog, instead of growling and all this shit, like they normally would when someone goes to walk up on my porch, because you can hear when someone comes up on the porch. Whoever it was did not step on that porch. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing on my property? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Think I'm doing some illegal shady shit. I really can't afford it. I'm a little too broke, you know? All my money's gone to bills, some food, and then... Yeah, the only thing I can really, you know, get other than food and stuff like that is my smokes. I can barely afford to go get my meds half the time. So it's like, what the fuck you guys doing here, and what are you doing stalking my house? Because now I know who it is, because this isn't the first time. And I've caught the same vehicle outside my house more than once over the last couple months. And at odd times. It's always after 5:30 in the evening. Or super butt-ass fucking early. Like between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And my dogs have woke me up more than once. You know, over the last couple months. And on at least 3 different occasions, you could hear someone actually come up onto the porch. Because it's a big concrete block out there. And it's a big sheet of ply, basically, that lays right on top of it. And it's slightly warped. So as soon as they step on it, it caused that whole piece of ply to basically flap down on the concrete. So you always hear somebody walk in. And I've had someone walk in, set off the motion light, and turn around and basically dart right up off my front porch before I could even see. That's why yeah. So it's like, what are these guys doing on my property? There's even no trespassing signs up on the property in different spots. And yeah, even on my gate fence thing. You know, on the gate that's right there. So it's like, okay, fuckers. Am I gonna have to start setting up watching for this more often, start recording each time, and then, yeah. Because they sat out there, like I said, for a good half hour, and all, up until I finally, after going to the bathroom and all that stuff, and then come around to the back to the front door, because, you know, giving it time in case they were to, you know, they were someone who was just pulled over real quick and then turning around and or doing whatever. No, they've been sitting there for a while, long enough to make my dogs nervous, long enough for them to wake me up, long enough for me to see a blatant flashlight on my fucking living room wall. And to see them sitting out there with, you know, sitting there watching my house directly. It's, what the fuck are you doing? I don't trust Klamath County for nothing. Of all things, this might sound stupid to some people, but I would trust the feds before I would trust Klamath County. Or I should say the city of Klamath, you know, when it comes to law enforcement there. All the county officers I've dealt with here have been fairly decent people. They definitely showed me, though, that county can't investigate for nothing, because like I had told them, because they tried to argue with me about a security camera on my home, which I've already shown on other these vids. they tried to tell me that there wasn't one, and I said, yeah, there was. All you had to do was look above the doorway. I said, you're a fucking idiot. So I had proof right there. I even had proof and video proof of the guy who showed up the day before when all that other bullshit was going on, or the day after all that other bullshit was going on, pulled the gun on my neighbors and everything. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I've got video of that right there. Oh, no, you don't. Yes, I do. There's a security camera right above. Oh, bullshit, we would have seen it. I was like, you obviously didn't fucking look for it because it's right above my front door. I was like, and if you like, I will not only take a picture of it when I finally get back home, I'll directly send it to you and call you a dumbass. When I got home and finally got home, I did take a picture and all that, and I did email it to that officer. The officer talked some serious shit. And what's funny is that same officer, it was only 3 months later, that dipshit got his badge pulled at least for a while. I'm not sure if he's still an officer or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if he still is. For drinking and driving and getting in a car accident on New Year's Eve. And it's like, you're going to talk the level of shit you did to me and make the threats you did to me. You're going to do the shit that you did and say the things that you did. And you're going to talk about, other people's safety when nothing happened. Like he was pulling. Yeah, he's went out driving drunk on New Year's Eve and getting into car accidents, running into fucking telephone poles or electric poles or whatever. So, yeah, no. That shows you kind of what kind of city cops we have down here. That's why, for most part, I don't mind dealing with county. I don't mind dealing with staters. I don't trust Klamath really at all when it comes to the judicial system down here. I got told flat out with the way it works down here. All someone has to do is make a report, and so long as it sounds believable, the DA and the county will act on it. So especially any woman can call and make accusations on their husband, boyfriend, spouse, anybody. So long as it sounds believable, they will arrest you and they will throw you in fucking jail, even if it's a lie. They will always take that person's word. If it wasn't for the fact that I had proof of what all happened and proving my innocence, I'd be in jail right now. Because the DA tried throwing me in jail, and it's sad. It's not sad, but it is. Because the DA at the time was my attorney's wife. I was dealing with a married couple working both sides of the courtroom. I was also the first case that the DA lost against. Even though my attorney half-ass represented me. Do I dislike my attorney? No, I actually love my attorney's office. My attorney actually... I don't know if he was half-assing the situation because his wife was the DA and they were going head-to-head type thing. Where he was my defense and, yeah, she's dealing, trying to press the charges only to fucking fail. I had to get a lot of counseling and all that, and the county paid for it through all that shit. And they paid me back for the jail. They paid me back for a piece of the jail time that they threw when they threw me in jail twice for shit I didn't even do because they kept following through on lies. And anytime I tried to even address it, they wouldn't allow me. It took me pulling videos, photos, everything that I had been documenting and give to them. Yeah, the DA got to see it. Her husband was my defense attorney. And again, I would use my attorney's office again. That's the other irony, because once he realized I was not fucking lying, then he was more willing and more apt to speak up on my behalf. If it wasn't for his secretary and all, yeah, again, I would be in jail because I would never have been given the opportunity or chance to present any proof. They never gave me that chance. I had to fucking make sure we had to pay bail for shit I didn't do. Just so I could get access to the information to show proof. I wasn't even fucking around. I wasn't there. this didn't happen or that didn't happen. Look how she's acting. Look at this shit. If I'm this big, abusive, threatening piece of shit, this shit would not be said, done, or be going on. And I would not have video proof either of all this stuff. They can see all the interactions. I have proof of character, everything. Granted, certain things do not hold up in court, but they do hold up in the sense that they can see what kind of person they're dealing with. The DA got to see that they were defending a liar or protecting a liar. Like I said, I was the first person that DA lost to, and you know what that DA did? She retired from being a DA and just went back to basically a family practice type attorney. She went back to working with her husband at their offices in town. I've talked to her. She's a good lady. She was doing her job. And yeah, I pissed the DA's office off bad. Because not only did I deal with the bullshit within record time of what they're used to. This is the importance of telling the fucking truth. Because shit gets done a lot faster. The fact that I was able to fucking prove my innocence and they could not fucking win. The DA had not lost a single case until that point. From what I understood, that was the first time that she lost something to somebody. And it's because she represented a fucking liar. And they know it. And because she's married to my attorney and not working as a DA anymore, she's gotten to see even more shit. Everything. All the way to the abuse that gone on into this current situation. That led to all this. They got to see all the false police reports. They got to see all the police calls. All that shit. Because that person tried doing it again. And so, yeah, no. There's been some weird ass shit going on here on a constant. And, you know, when it comes down to it, I shouldn't have to worry about getting woke up to my dogs basically being scared of all things. And somebody shining a light through my living room window onto my and all that, looking in. Like, there's nothing illegal going on here. I'm here, living here in my house that I'm paying for, keeping it clean the best I fucking can till it sells, and barely getting by. I just don't I don't see the reason for them to be sitting outside my house like that. It's been an interesting day, that's for sure. No, I'm probably now gonna be stuck sitting up all night. Because like I said, I thought it was morning when I woke up. And I was looking at my phone because I woke up already once earlier to go to the restroom. And then went back to bed, went back to sleep, thinking, okay, well, I'm just going to sleep through the rest of the, night. I'm going to wake up to that. I'm going, yeah. And I said, I had to look at my phone several times. Like, is it AM or is it PM? What the fuck time is it? What day is it? And was even looking at my computer. Hard to see. But I was even looking at that, and I don't see the AM, PM on there and all that stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck day is it? Is it Thursday? Is it Wednesday? Yeah. No, it was... It's been interesting. Anyways, that's my evening ramble after just waking up and having that interesting situation go on. I'm not going to keep carrying this on anymore. It's just kind of, yeah. I don't see the reason why you guys are sitting outside my home like that. That's some bullshit. So, yeah. Thanks for watching and have a good night, guys.